we are. Ana mo chere ne omo what na ye pure no so no anemia. Esa ko no ni moja. Enti no na so o man moja do. Ti moja do no no ne ayo ne papa na ya na efra me no asa de mo mo no. Aha. Obi ka so ohu akoko a wanya kompoda, but akoko so nya kompo. Enti no I was say ayo di wo na ye de mo mo. Ana di ko biom. I take some of boss wa.
This song is from my heart.
Brother, me sure say di kan ka ho asem ba ko ni nti yensa bosu bi. Enti de kan ye nyina vitamins ni minerals ni proteins energy na o kan ho asem ni nyina de o pese o kire ni se te ni nyina wa aduane ni mu a eboa ma akokɔ na ngasa na ho odin wotimi ko yare ana ni dwumadi a ba so medi ni so ntu kosia ma se hwe no wa ngu paton tena so ntu kosia ma ni nyina etimi eyeye sa ana eboa ti se dem kan ko yare how do pathogens say your kwame bra bacteria any viruses afa so bra body nim aduane ade mo omuniti te bia ka se aduane ni ade no eno a na de bacteria le konti se wonsuo mundi ni utu so pipe or tank mundi ni a make sure so ba wukuru anopa ne kan ho asem ye de peroxide ye de disinfectant aho do timi de wukuru ana omutimi hu mi komu ana omo skin so yes sir. Ana your very big gut barrier function. Akoko no de entia de bia insist say yen di formulation so ne say enya bibia na ade ma akoko na obetimi atwe akoni utwa esre ama akoko na yankopon wo ye na ntwie no ode mo abi bu omuyam a omutimi break it down cellulose but akoko de ebi ni ne yam ti say akoko twa esre ma akoko so onwe a oberi all right but ontimi enyusu is the same thing. Inyoma bebre rice brand na yini bebre na de fresh aduane ma omo no e wo se ye hwe ni ye oh ti baby out of concentrated foods ya e to champions ni na ho asem na make am ota you follow the e bia wati obi say would be so fry eboa would be so fry eboa but we dey agro na akofa asem abro and then ebu also a aduane ni bia de sauce ni bi won kra timi etete omo nsun Emma and also allow for a crowbar say bacteria and viruses need to take advantage of it no more aquasary. Let's go for effects of nutrition on heat stress. And 30 to 60% of energy from feed is used for maintenance and basic function. And now I come as a or the move 30 to 60%. We don't say 60%. And or the maintenance and no ordinance and no the cover. This is one year and our manager and you bet me absorb enough. Bet me absorb 90%, 95%, 100%. That's all absorb 70%. A good system for your maintenance. 10 pen of the two position. This alcohol or 2 position about just 3 days. Or yeah, and you say or the 26 hours but to go see about Yama. Because I never get some, but I say, and the 10 beer was said, go back. 10 beer was said, we make sure, say, oh, yes, sir. And 70% is lost by less before. And I history as one summer in say, see, a dry season. Dry season here, no bones and economic activity. The China say omo body temperature abako so omo dia ni die beba form normal no musuo bebre omo nyini ni omo ato so beba form ana aduane de man ko dia otini aduane ni ntini onya ni ye ana akona na ho de so beba form na ho de ba form asa yes sir yare ye easy ti mo te wo start hu Newcastle start hu infectious bronchitis ana air growth syndrome ti ni nyina dead go heat stress ti dia oba ne say ti say dia kan so aduane ne ye now you are now supplemented with vitamin C and vitamins and minerals. Eboa, Emma, which meeting history so ugweni. Let's go for that. Effect of nutrition on history. Enti ahane de o ma twere say 4 to 6 hours prior to the hottest time of the day no e man kokọ na duane The Ghana had the hottest time of the day, no, mostly started 12:31, and then the hottest time we are in Jinaso. And he said, yeah, 4 to 6 hours before time was a video man. Then I said 12, not 4 o'clock from my Yanopa 8. What 6 hours from my Yanopa 6. What 5 hours from my Yanopa 7. The man said, watch a crown and can go 80 there. No, if you don't go on a wheel. A man on media, man about 11, 12 there about. A reaction, so I am Marco Quavian. Oh, I know enhance history, I know my history is near them. Apostle. And she mostly no, oh yeah, about 12 a year, no job, no more the year soon. To hit neighbor the body, no, you know the pulling, no, you know. A reaction for my bed 2 aircon. Which must have more maybe we understand. I said I will feed at least 12 hours. And you know, yeah, they say so. My feed 3 times in a day. They say no, say I want to go to. Especially year dry season, where the invasion. You feed on the pantem, or maybe dear boy we are. What put John Crown to be no show bra? I think my Gushan prior I can see it. Oh, daytime we January and a Banomu show goes Cosiano, and soon I was Cosiano and I can see. 2 German that period hit them because a Janissimo video and not on Mushu. You leave them, Mamono Mushu, a woman was Jania can see. And guess this. He taught and said, "You can't come once in the brain, young." He taught and said, "You can't come here." You are one Angasana, a woman. And you are poison now producing. Now, poison no producing, and Sana, we are Jania. We are sure that almost 90% of the farmers say the tossing by the fray again. But the next hour they frack a canona is here. What the tossing they frack, my journey is what 12 hours. Not tossing man and intimate buying the poison and the tossing the woman. Yes, sir, what may say another moment, and yet tossing the sword edgement. On the Gabanya, and the night before, my journey had more watching them. My enemy. About your say, Sanya, thousand mind and I'll be afraid, and a bit my year thousand this regiment. Because it takes time. It takes time to deal with all the thousands. And you know, and yes, I have a fry, I need a amount of quality. Literally, what you do on thousands plans, thousand mind. See, I go on a young 1,000 mind and acquire you, and I say, go back. And first, now, you can find Ghana. Ghana and the money aflatoxins. The money aflatoxins, but I say, a crafty baby brain. But I got a problem here aflatoxins. But you see, a crafty last time people catch me say Zambia say, is it Zambia or Zimbabwe? I'm not crack a bro free Zambia or Zimbabwe to Ghana. A big crack go free Egypt. You see, the point is that you never see your business, but the account is that Obia on a disease profile. The reason why I offer go to Egypt, I know the reason I can join was the avian influenza there. I'm going to mean so. But the American Mediterranean and say first, no, now aflatoxins and want to be the thousand man that binding aflatoxins and about who you sure, no, then, no, but then, different ones of aflatoxins, we now about the frafra. It's 2,000 man, I'm a strum, 1,000 man that I have broad spectrum, I have wide range, a timmy. Toxins in the brain, and yet just aflatoxins. 2,000 man and Pacho Busem. Yeah, Chantos, no. Chantos near Tono Hassan. A Puma Buanakasa, Abba, the toxin. And then it is broad spectrum, TMB, 2,000 man and Miss Rania, they can out. But my professor will tell you, sending us a man of Flemia, about from my family. Or some of the to me. Toxins in but just say each mycotoxin type has a unique physical properties and young. And the other character, mycotoxins in a dead different. A big dear, a big so a big bonus upon a home is so tea. I don't think I am of a pen for the teaming. And the amount of mycotoxins in effect of war and go on the swimming said, a mom winning ye, a mom may hatch in most of Oceanic to be shiny. I don't think I want to turn us a baby back to Oceanic and say, but it me as also. So, problem with toxins fast, and money before Koshiana. from the kwa omutiminya hwane problem ono akra otiminya hwane problem ana adwan na de mo no mo so mo nya su ato no mo tom the thousands ni woman because o ma say ne yama die nyina o ma say ne nsu nyina ana ne ka say ne Moses musu yamre mo so ko no so mo bubu ana enam say o ma say ne yam ne wan ti yare bia ba otimi akokọ no enti mode decrease the feed value of your ingredient enti mode ni so o ma say dem kan vitamins ni nyane no aboka the premise afra no mode no o di say nyane no na wo di no de toxins na agbo aduane ni ti wo premise and vitamins abode na wato na dia fo aduane eno na mode ni bi ti you don't wait to hear aduane na now the toxin by na head afra na eyo mu nyina fi ana e ma okosua no so the quality dey wo to okosua dey timi tin nsuo because you anka wo hwe ni mo say betima ko be 6 weeks 8 weeks still be fresh 3 weeks na start tin nsuo ni na toxins no ana yesa nti yan hwe ho asam ne yanka ana yesa so yi nyina ni mo mfa so ebeti ti ku please yanya me fast na on bisa questions ne on enti o hwe de na chamtos na 1 to 2 kilo infusion it depends on the level of contamination but also I say omo mo to chamtos in the brain who say they have kilo extra 1 ton but say you realize say grow na yin ya de ba na easy ti ya de nutrition is ba no to ma e na kwa corona kakra o ma check system na mu say no how ton na de fra no ebu a depending on the obi use only problem but obi also a the farm no contamination was into no say na just only 1 kilo de fra ya run obi test obi ba ha ma e corona test e ma no okay next ya na say I say the bear 5 kilos de fra 1 ton and also no advisably can make just to aduane too because the part a millionaire woman no too much but once any pana no my no oh yeah but nya try say be so but it's not advisable aduane na ehura oh yeah udia enye yi but just say atiase enti it said they can doesn't mind that inside area magic but eboa ana ye chamtos and am say they have kilo ne fra ton it cost effective food to show amount for the one ana last one they say what the thousand man and the fra na adwan ubogu for one for good palate so na no no nsia you are still creating very good condition for mold growth obo on ma feed no obogu down eno so nya advice abu ka benya ma kwan kakra na akiri sene aframa so betima fa feed na akiri e form no gu palette so kama tem bia aframa fa feed ne hu nyina si o ya na say tem bia o feed ne dry ma jo fa di be bebre utimi so wan ma dry feed so tam ma me say bia no bia no ma me si dia gu bottom no na mo sha no akọ so bebre mo se nsuo no ti mo say bia no de ma nkọ na mo say afide mo so mo ko toilet nsuo sa wa hwa o ba e ba mo to bi mo say ne na wa di baba ho so say the way I see store again na ma nkokọ na ekọ yi sa na problem apa me ba cho say atiase no aboka bebre okay Sammy okay enti dia ba say kan nyina na ebe hia nyina you we ebe questions there 20 to 30 nyina na say nutrition e hia ano na ebe bo ama akokọ no kosu ato aye akoso enti se ya me ani anko no ho na ya me ani ko se nkokọ na na efete fa dodo a ha adwen last time you could be found afa nkokọ 20,000 feed the was anka by that time I was akokọ bi 100 grams per bed a day no more 70 it's better say obefa kakra bi say 3,000 abefa the meantime na usika do so no afa no what my dem amo mu feed na ye kama ana balanced diet senya ye ni pedidi a ye de enam to so ye de vegetables kakra ye nkwan na nsa de fufuo na na ya mo na ye na ka ho no sabepepe na nkokọ na bian no so o se ye no ana ase nkokọ ni nyine senya di ka bobo so dada ni nyina no from starter to grower to layer 1 pre-starter. Homogeneous necessary. So when you do that, so now what's some homogeneous according to all the 7 different phases. Anna, your best starting, and no one do baby. You almost starting one from we are. What on a bed, a bit delay. Meaning, farmer and who the first egg 30 weeks. I Marcia 30 weeks and some who the first egg. And you know, and yeah, I have Mama Broso, Yehuda, and who you should concentrate, that's any time. I'm putting your money in a frada. See, we understand the woman. To production no man na kama avoid feeding 4 to 6 hours and you can come wasem and mycotoxins are common and how to look on the our system but also who said ni na into one make say as much as possible if you can afford that then you part to pan away na say you can afford that boys can come also na jana no mo nya 5,000 and infra at least the day before. And some of them video. And yes, sir, 1,000 mind and but at the end of the day, you realize your own too sick because 1,000 mind and man also be on you. And let's go to the next and see. Okay. Go for it. Let me try and explain. Hey, okay, the machine here on the buy. I don't know. Maybe a little bit of who was done to be. The INS said a new technology of the Diaba. A machine and a bonnet, you said, say to be talk for your friends. And what was not to bet me? Utopia. And you still like the senses. Now, what they are chere a janela so. What they chere janela so are. What happens? They say, it's me chere say protein say in the womb, carbohydrates say in the womb, fiber say in the womb, insure say in the womb. Someone shall I was say so less than 11. I was say around 11, 12, 10%. And near too dry, near too wet. It's me chere. And one the machine wants some more can. Tell you, my decision actually precise feeding. Tell me, I know you feed now. We might not have ingredients now, all right, but Obama makes here, you know, now, no money be so at the here, you know, what they are checking. I think, yeah, no, they want to know you are, Mr. Then you also ready this kind of took you out for and check it here. And basically, I know Myanmar become one but I know that I'm born upon the possibility. Man can do a question without your money to escape. You pick first 3 questions. Answer, and please wear the microphones. Take another microphone and bring it.
Okay, so it is indeed now. This one's better? Yes. Okay, it's indeed an expensive device because the first year it will cost 8,000 euros. And then, and Chemprix does not make profit on it. It is so expensive. And then each year afterwards, you pay almost 5,000 each year. 5,000 euros. So how much?
Okay. Your kind of say machine I got the no one in that. Let me just say the one about the one in that. And you got okay, say, machine I got a 8,000 euros. I can see a bomb. On the back, on the back, on the back. 104,000. Oh, and I said a boy. Farmers, I will tell me as I'm from this one. 1 billion per. Anna, you push it, I can't push it. But the idea said, hello. But the idea said to say yes, TV. Who told us you them cry? After soon, I was already recharging. They're recharging the crown, and you must have 5,000. It's yes, sir. Yeah, that's the end of it. You were office idea, and you'll be a what's the idea? Like a crab, check out. About all, about your question time. Question time.
So I understand. If I can say something? I understand that it is too costly for all of you to take one, and that's not. That will be crazy. If every one of you have to give out that much money, it will be crazy. But what we maybe can do is, if Frankatson wants to buy one, we're not sure yet, then they can all take it to you. So you don't have to pay per scan. So if you have one, and then if the vets visit you, they can bring it, and then you can all profit from it. It will be too much. I would not buy it once per se.
Okay, so the question no, you kind of what they can actually say, samples are very good. They are judging the better. Now, you will be one of my company. You know, you look to me as a son at the samples amount and near the question is kind. And our question that also me, you know, a little bit off. Name no, the question is that one Messiah Waha, you move to Rona, you be able to control Jane, anybody will food. Farm mention. I did later, maybe, and I eat our farm now. No, a year my and answer in your mind. That's it.
So if you want to switch concentrates, it's also always important to not do it at once. So you should take a few days for it for transition. So about 4 days, you can first give your old feed and then give 75% of your old feed, 25% of the shepherd's feed. Then 50-50, then 25-75, and then 100% of shepherd's feed. Always good to have that transition period.
Okay, your kind of say, who bet me as you free, you use to be about champions. Say, what the champions is a banana tomorrow. Now, session no 10 years here, no. Yeah, we just don't jump. O jump here, so if you are here, now go for the problem. I can't get the champions now by the night. And your papa. Did you already say, feed that now we use to know. Over 75%. Now the champions now 25%. Now they are for now they are more. And then, if you are young and then, are they cheering? No, 50-50. Now they are more. Are they cheering? If you are now using 25%, champions 75%. Now they are more. And then through, when you are the bear now watching, and know what's my name. What transition almost smoothly onto the champions. Now they can't want to say, oh yes, I was on media and I advise to say, vitamins can cry. If I talk in Chemon, we understand a production and drop it, and a bomber production is really epic. So, what do we found fra? You're going to say, and a panel, what do you old a uniform man? And we are not the champion side. I'm on. No, yes, and 2 years or 3 days, you can move, you can be better or no more, and soon you're going to need a champion snuffer. And about the letter, then I kind and can you bad, but you see, you really been in Frama and a deba. You won't chair on a feature, one feature on an assassin salad go on man. A boy, a little woman, ammonia woman, I know a day pan. And you already, a woman who no more bread, After to say go na bontin. Say mframa nkasa afi de mframa mfa so na mfa mra kokoro. Ntinka ye de nka enya advice about tumi bie na e wo kama na yi dia. Maybe you bet me use. And number 2, they said the ba na ya ka later beat ho asem na ade no. Emu na tutu na no mo later ni mo no. So wutu gu abontin a bebre na sa because we are ho to pe enunu mu. To ba say free your mo abontin na sa froba ebuo ni die ni. The time ya mo so later beat problem. But just what I say. To prevent all this, any little bit E. coli, ne salmonella, ne Yersinia, ne Clostridium, yare get your money by ne moors and a moon toilet, diarrhea, and other thing. It's better said, you two take it far away from your farm and then you deal with it. Next question.
Thank you. My question is on the stress, the heat, and the feed stress. As you said, let's assume if 1,000 layer birds is to consume maybe 120 kg a day, kilogram of feed a day. And by the advice being given that between 4-6 hours, where the heat sets in, don't feed them. I want to know if what time and what quantity of feed should I give the birds before I can meet that 4 to 6 hours where the feed sets. I want to know quantity of feed. If I have 1,000 birds, I should give them early so that I can avoid that stress that the heat will produce. Thank you.
When the other Dr. Bonsan is here, so I'll allow you to answer the heat stress question. And then maybe we're not Dr. Mahama will answer via another Dr. Mahama. So, prepare to your point and Dr. Bonsan, Dr. Mahama, or Dr. Sasua. I think that your doctor's best 6 or so. I say, oh, question, what members are, we bet my approach of no be so why, Mr. Man. Imagine GBC numbers now. Okona or problem of farmer, you just give them a call.
The question is, no more cancer, and who gonna be an won't name far and pay for the animal, and ask you for the animal. When disaster, over here the brothers at the anime, at the attitude Ungrano for 1 month town, and some of the layers, lady and Amana.
Good afternoon. I'm sure you know this is stress. Yes. This stress, they are maybe I agree. January move on, we hit in the day. About those that there is so that a way a day. And yet about the quantity of the feed. It is about the feed formulations, a brand now a day. They say with the maize, a carbohydrate, right? It produces what? Heat and what? Energy. So it means that a reanimable baby. And what's a human that will feed him the man of one producing internal heat. I was here. Yes, peppers are at the end. So you can still feed maybe 120 grams or 110 grams, but you will reduce the amount of maize in there. That's what I say. Yes. And yet, and the other heat stress about here, yes, part. But if you have the opportunity to reduce the stocking density, you can do that. Obi almost one na poly tank no. Na AC area mu. Ugun say osori no pa no abo poly tank ne ma. Na ensu na e area na ye dey air bottle. E di say area na start say e wa. Eni kwan say ugu poly tank ne ma. Ugu ni kakaka. Omunum here, no one say so that they will always be getting what? Fresh water. What I say. Feed formula, they will not talk about it because they see a layer formulation. We have layer number 1, we have layer 1, layer 2, we have grower, we have a lot. The formulation they meet the Dr. Sifes and Co. They will tell you it's a hit the bar. But the main thing is you reduce the energy producing components, which is probably the
maize and then maybe the soya, but you do it in such a way that it won't affect your production. That is your crude protein. And then it's that here. That's what you
So the first question was about the amount of feed and when to feed it. So layers, when they are in production, they eat about 120 grams per bird. So what you want to do is split it into 2 or even 3 feeding times. So if you have 2 feeding times, then you split 120 in half, so 60 grams in the morning, 60 grams in the afternoon. So that's how you want to do it, to avoid in the middle of the day, the hottest time of the day. So, and if you have 3 feeding times, you can divide it by 3 and then give 1/3 in the morning, 1/3 right after the hottest moment, and 1/3 later in the evening. So in that way you will avoid the increase in heat production during the hottest time. So in this formulation you can see that you first feed the pre-starter feed, and then in the starter you use the broiler concentrate. So yes, it's very good to feed the broiler concentrates in the first few weeks of their life, because they are just like broilers in the first few weeks. They need to grow and they need to develop. So it's very good to feed the birds broiler feed in the broiler concentrate in the first few weeks until 6 weeks old. Then you want to switch to the layer concentrate.
What did you share in that? First weeks now, Babano. You see broiler concentrate in the idea and the amount. The entire video episode you see, every episode we need can make and I yes, yes. And so it is allowed, you can actually use it for the first few weeks. And the about the person they can hold and say, Ayana and Pimpy, and the Ashay stream say, yeah, ma, is it the starter? Starter, yes. The starter mash. Although all man know the Ashay stream say, oh, ma, for 8 weeks. 8 weeks into Yana, it's 8 weeks, right? 8 weeks into Yana, I day, so when you want I day, every so. But I was say, oh, check your weight, you know. Say, I'm wanting your weight now. You continue to get the weight before you move. And yes, sir. Maybe you grow a stage and I say, oh, but you know when you're weight, no. So you always, even though someone you will check mash or your whatever, no, make sure you are weighing the best. Most farmers are the entire way you go for no. So time about the piece of that you won't say. The most homophobia is you don't weigh them.
No, a follow up.
Follow up.
Yeah.
But to follow up, will be one. But let's pick the follow up then. You pick the question.
Dr. Bonsa, I weigh the bird all right, and then their weight is slightly over the standard within 10 to 12 weeks. Does it mean that I could equally push the other feed to, let's say, the 11th week, so far as we have obtained, even above the necessary weight? Yes, that is the evidence for us. So if you gain the weight area, if you gain the weight for the grower, then you change to the grower mash. You understand? So say you were supposed to change to the grower mash at maybe 10 weeks, but at 9 weeks you got the weight. Then you start your grower mash at that week that you got the weight. Yeah.
A question goes to Frankatson. I'm using your chart. Your chart states that at 16 weeks you have to depict. I depict my first at 16 weeks at I'm now at 19 weeks, I haven't received any drop. I asked other farmers and they are saying that I should have depict earlier. So I don't understand why almost every farmer is telling me I should have depict earlier than 16 weeks. But Frankatson's chart is on it that you have to depict at 16 weeks. I don't understand.
Please, can you repeat the question? I was not paying attention.
Hello. I'm a new farmer. I'm using Frankatson chart. And on the chart, it said that you have to depict at 16 weeks. I depict at 16 weeks. I'm at 19 weeks now. I haven't seen any drop of egg. I did an inquiry to so many farmers. They are telling me I should have depict earlier than 16 weeks. Almost every farmer is telling me the same thing. So my question is that, Frankatson, why is it that it should have been earlier, but you put it on your chart that 16 weeks?
Before you end, the beaking has nothing to do with egg production. The only correlation you have will be when the process is stressful to the birds, and then maybe it can drop the product. But let's say the birds are already laying, and then they are pecking themselves. You probably debeak. Do you get it? The reason why you probably on the chart it has it as 15 or 16 weeks is because most farmers complain that when the birds start laying and then the eggs are coming out, they see small, it's not prolapse per se, but you see the clucker pulls out and the birds start pecking at the eggs and then at the vents of them. So to prevent that, mostly by 16 the birds are not laying. So we can look at your formulation and that, but I don't think.
So, yeah, always the beak before the birds start laying, because the beaking is a very stressful manipulation. And when the birds are laying,
Hello. But so my question I found me yeah, cash friends. Now me say you move a brave or and one if you are on that life on one na and do many this at the action. I get you some better continue so make no problem.
Yes. If I saw there was cycle, there was one. There was a draw of one or police melanin. But what I say, go on as like that stage, no. It is also very important for egg production. The dark stage, until Oko Abucha, one say baby on my car, adjacent him. If you go to almost say lighting protocol, you go to do mediana or Sokamia, Amamuano, Abia, and Sumba was or Wuri. What I say, so they give them some light protocol. But over Yenga na Hanom na, we have 12 hours light, 12 hours darkness. So they a lightning protocol. But normally they wouldn't need a lightning protocol. The only time your birds would need a lightning protocol is maybe during heat stress time. When you say during the day, will be producing more energy. What I say, and you feed it or maybe early in the morning, like maybe 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. No matter. Sometimes they we wear the a.m. Now area a reality comes to another moment lightning protocol. No matter into the night. What I say, but no can be a 8 p.m. Because they need the dark phase to produce what egg. Sometimes they are the light see at one is one. They will not produce that hormone for the egg production. Over time, you are even stressing the bird more. What I say. So they always need their dark phase. What I say. So don't give the bird 24 hours like it's bad. It's a bad practice.
So yeah, that's exactly what I also wanted to say, because they need a day and night rhythm. If they don't have the rhythm, they will not produce the eggs. The eggs are produced at night, so they need the night to produce the eggs. And if you have 24 hours, they don't know whether it's day or night, and they will not produce eggs or very small eggs. So you always want to have a night. But if they start laying and you increase daylight, maximum 16 hours per day. And that will increase the egg production. They always need a night to produce the egg.
Okay, Dr. Zipper, but my question is about who direct. Yeah, my question is, veterinary officer, ebedi me moano. Na otwa moana no, ne wo soro no na otwa ye. Ne wo fom no, aye tententen ma so wo to gosua no a. Na wo mo de wo moano na wo fom no. No mo de abobọ gosua no mu.
Okay. The idea behind trimming the upper beak and the lower beak, near the lower beak in the same. So I don't know 10 years apart. It is sort of a sort of demo actually pecking. But ideally it shouldn't be that. So if they are the beak pecking. But ideally it shouldn't be that. So if they are the beak and the lower beak is very long, they have to also trim it more so that it will be just slightly longer than the upper beak. But I said, thank you. The entire child astronomy, the person of the man of the son, I go come from Etima active. But I feel it's a difficult sort of so active. But at least upon the 18 the brain change. He said, oh, the beginner from the Wapa, so take from the social kakra. Now, and then astronomy, and social kakra. Now, and then astronomy, a balance kakana, a subunity balance kakana, a subunity kakra change.
So you have answered part of my question. You see, the down part of it has become very long, and they use that to spoil the eggs.
They have learned that trick of breaking the egg. So there's nothing you can do. They say when you want to when we say one, you say if you cannot live apart and what on the same time, you still bring the egg. Because they've learned the tactics of breaking the egg. It's weird if you are super assistant. And I'm going to make a note. I try your mark. I think at 3 years. Then I buy a old TV shop at the mountain. They say, well, woman, I only take it for the country. Once year. What do you say? Once year. I'm one who said, what do you want to do?
To explain something about how we do it in Holland, we don't debink at all. Never. It's forbidden by the government because if you do it too short, it will be very sensitive for them. It's also a stressful procedure. So if it's too short, they will have pain with eating. And I just talked an hour about getting feed intake. For this development, for the egg production, they need all these nutrients. So if it's sensitive and they don't eat, then you will never have good egg production. So that's something about Holland, how we do it. And about so we don't do it, and that's why, because too sensitive.
Because what I have a young private master, Konama, why, it's in a way or has him. I know when and on top of that, too, you carry the bracelet, not a bear. On the amount what about tissue grew on by a being representative. Today, on another again, and I am a yes, I've on Besso obedient. And I will try to take your pass. Now, not a pen and winner. Or did you a Janine powdery aspect in the air economy to tell me I was over respiratory problem. I have over to see the growth and so then, see how the but ask your question. I think 1, 2, and then 3. Repeat this 3, then after repeat another 3. You can see your phone. You can see upon 130, but when you have 2 by 2, they will see it to be free.
Okay, thank you. Please, I have 2 questions, but they are closely linked. The first one is, we have spoken so much about the vitamins and all the other components of the feed. But what I have been seeing is when the layers start dropping from, let's say, 5% to 50%, you start seeing something like laying paralysis. I don't know if it is about the feed components or it is some hormonal changes they go through. And second question is about some inexplicable deaths you see around that stage. You wake up one morning, you go through the pen and you see a bed lying down, it's dead like that, you examine it, you don't see anything. Usually I find this when the layers the pullets start dropping from 5 to, let's say, 50%. You will see something like that, inexplicable death. You see the bird is dead in the pen, just like that. So is it also about feed that the birds are eating? Thank you.
Okay. Lucky for us, we have our former Ashanti Regional Veterinary Officer, Dr. Wallo. Oh, Fiona. Yeah. Doctor, I am about to answer questions. You can come there. So, Doctor, Larissa, can you answer? I was.
That's it for my 2 questions. So problems like that can have various different reasons. So I cannot tell you exactly which is your reason. But one thing that I have experienced with other farmers is that they feed the layer feed already when they are not laying. And then they will have too much calcium in their body and they are used to getting all the calcium out because they don't need it for egg production because they don't produce eggs yet. And then when they start laying, they drop that. Because they are used to excrete all calcium. And then once they start laying, they need the calcium for their eggshell, but they are used to getting it rid. So then there is no calcium in the blood and they fall dead. So that could be one of the reasons. But it can also be like infectious disease or any disease or problems can play a role in it. So I cannot tell you exactly which one.
Sorry, laying paralysis. It is something that will be over heavier facing that. Laying paralysis. And one is that or more to us. Oh, sorry. So laying, I will bring it back into English. Yeah. And one is that or more to us. But not a was in the night say. Was civil. No, the Honda. Farmers in your own car now. What's within the Sasha upon the top. Now I'm a Nuvana Kusiana and Amba. I thought that the idea of one fee a boon in the Cotton chair. What's me to pay both why they was sorry, no, they on the number. And why are laying paralysis efforts to ever me? A son said, and one or there is something we call sexual maturity and now structural maturity. And the bit in your say, I go on when you sexual maturity anything or 3 days, and the top crying. Baby, I could see a family, a woman, it's almost as if or more to us. Who say, Kusiana, a size, and then the top crying and day, and fact, and the Obed Brass and I day. And the Oba may honor more, the Mecca chair with you. Before 7 member with, and just a Abuano, only now all back the sexual maturity. None the weight like day, I can't actually. It may be a but as a farmer guy, or say 16 weeks, I was a 1 in 1.5 kg, and now 1,500 grams. So 16 weeks, now I'm on 125. What I say, it's the body weight, and then the sexual maturity and copy. What you say? Sa e bring ni mo no. O ye farmer. One anhwe ya. Obeka say me mo ane yare. Ti me mo antibiotic there, vitamin. The best thing o ko mo antibiotic vitamin sa brand na. Why ye egg formula? Kusuane be sa ye dey. Aya akese mo. Obesta tie mu say paralysis na ye more cry dey. E wo bo ni mo. Ti wo ba ye be ka kire wo say me medru bia. Almost that is say omo air rich omo peak na. Abwepo okonya paralysis na onya bi. Eye once. If you want to omuko omu peak omu 50%, therefore 80% no. Obo say aye dey e free mo. What you say? Okome dra, it becomes counterproductive. It's normal. The officer will prevent here. Make sure say grower stage, you know, you got the right weight. Say the baby are sexual maturity, they have the right weight to produce the right egg for you. So sometimes there is sexual maturity. Your birds can come into sexual maturity, but structurally, bodily, they have not attained the right body weight. So you realize that the egg canal is not fully developed to contain the eggs that are coming through the canal. So as they struggle to lay, the egg presses on their sciatic nerve. There is a nerve there, which causes a very sharp pain. So the bird will straddle the leg, it will spread the leg out. It is going through a lot of pain. So we realize that some farmers are able to maneuver and bring the egg out. If the bird is not lucky and you are trying to maneuver and the egg breaks inside the fallopian tube or the salpins, the bird will definitely die. That one, the bird will definitely die. But if the bird is able to bring the egg out, it will survive. You understand? So try as much as possible when they are within the growing stage, give them the right amount of feed so that they will get the right body weight at the time of what? Lay. Do you understand? During that period, when you are seeing the paralysis, you will be tempted as a farmer to give them maybe vitamins or antibiotics. So that whatever because you are thinking it's a disease, immediately you do that, the egg sizes will start becoming bigger. Then you are going to see an increase in what? The paralysis that you are probably what? Seeing. Do we agree? Thank you very much.
Okay. Mr. President, I can say, at times, my parents be a coconut starting air tour. Also, want to come. But if you do maybe I don't think that push you also air.
Most times, if you your family you say, or what, just all man, 1.5 grams per day. You all calculate it better with German. They are not Then you grow on your track from day 1 to 18, 20 weeks. They will chat for the big API, the node, or restricted. I said, Rolini Cassette, this is a book ahead reading the particular breed that we use in the chat. Natural. One, BBC, two, BBC, one, or maybe town that you come out. When you come out, you see, but F found and F find the land, and home. Time you see, but you must have young this year.
Basic prayer from us. So we have to find maintain roofing problems. Said you need more in a living uniform. Now they can wait and maintain this happening. It's so that a lot of students, with their support of something fun, and pop out one more with the less than 20. So it's a 15, 80 or back. Then if your own vexable, a man is hard on the stronger. The stronger one will eat and leave the weaker ones. In this case, the group will not be uniform. When it comes to time of laying now, and you are encountering this problem, it will persist for a longer period. Because a couple will make tomato. 2 months later, and they call it back and so that is off. And the problem that you had at the beginning will persist for a longer period. But when the group is uniform, maybe within a matter of some few weeks, you'll not see that thing again. It's one time someone will maintain. If it is 35, according to manufacturers, no, I think I want to 35. By any up Ghana, they call 1 to 40. But could be from 1 to 70.
Okay, you better pick 3 more questions. But I think I have 1 question from here. Then we pick this 1, 2. First question now you can say, I didn't as they say we have egg glass and why are the eggs not moving? Okay, it's 3-dimensional. The first one is from the exchange rate. You see, when the exchange rate is doing well, or let's say the city is depreciating now, safe and posture. Our neighboring regions, Bono region, Bono East, Domafoni, Bukunfon, and when you Ivory Coast. But they say no, see the stabilize the Catan. And they got a scanner here. In fact, so this will so we Ivory Coast, they drop down to Kumasi and Accra and then flood the market. The only there. How to address that egg glass how to address it maybe I think there's no
and you calculate number of days for the family. To just send a tackle, only use. And they do really all those food places be free and very bread. Could be on the 8 or ma, or Sardinian children will come. It's every day on side one on Comedia Tonkus. They don't do it. It's okay, what's the idea? Because many cities start to pay. Now we shall start
this year, no dear. Nanka, your dog who can walk. But this year,
normally you experiencing this during the June, July, but in the month of October, September, October, November, we shall be in our country. But this year, the African area was up.
You understand me? The first that said Dr. Kushamela of fried rice goes in our game of if you are not to be told to land and the week.
Okay, information behind that. It's an outlet for Senator Burkina. And then Mr. Burkina was last starting a family. I was only pushing any every and they say, oh, study a family. The question of what on my is a wood,
okay, so what I would say is that now, currently, they've made poultry a very lucrative business. And some for social media and other places, and people are making so much money for it. And we have new entrants, and a lot of people have come in. And the trend is that these new ones who are coming, they have no experience. And most of them, what they are doing is that the other day I was advising one farmer that what you are doing, your farm will not even last for 2 years. They only see that the cost of bringing up the birds, they don't care. And see, if you come to my area, for instance, I'm not going to be on bed with 5 6. And what I keep, and mostly me around this time, I downsize. I would rather downsize than to try and compete with the person who have no knowledge at all today. The very time or no, I have for now, all collapse. Now I'm going to farm not coming because you didn't come in with your brains. Wow. So now you only have to strategize to survive till those people face out. Sure. That's the idea. Sure.
You can be the bank.
If I said the visa question about the feed population, answer now, if I said, I don't know if countries, is it your industry that do the manufacturing of the feed itself? And now you said they will do the translation for you. And now you said you are just the middleman who told product in Ghana here. That's the first question. And then my next question is this product where who you sue our country and I say more floating at your back and most of your antibiotics, and you should move say most of the advanced countries in India, what you see if we say Ayana eja efindi ewo and one product in omunkosia and also enamno enti and I have farmers also keep your kosia a while. Now scientifically it is believed that at this point these compounds will educate to a certain point which is accepted say Sinipedia and so how dia. In fact this part of the question is and so how dia. But through research we said now we said so over the health field now, the medical section now, and mark one and antibiotics so over apoptosis so antibiotics out because research is claiming says some of your growth promoters and now say antibiotics now and what Ghana one they are banned for country they don't use it and your government is no more allowing your farmers to use such product or that country in your country but in Ghana here we use them and you made mention of active fats or special additives. I want to know these special additives are they organic or synthetic? And if it is organic, you just give one example of these your sources or because I know monoglyceride and those things that you find in your feed. Are they organic or I said laboratory manufactured food and synthetic basically? That's these two questions don't to me understand.
Latina Sisa my sister kind person afia sade abani by no or can't compete an focus ya interest asoye nti ama poultry farms nya gena ebubu nya ya revive cost nti kusiebu ọmọ mo sika so minimum bi a ti sika ese ne farm ọmọ kwan kokọ less than 400,000 mpacho minimum margin kasa kyerɛ sɛ Ghana sisi a yɛdu the next phase ɛkyɛ sɛ yɛkɔ processing broiler processing osua processing ebi started ne te sɛ takrade anagye lady bi asate ɔyɛ egg powder ebi nso hɔ a yɛ abdomen white of the egg no wɔn de yɛ liquid bi yɛsɛ body builders lady nti mímí fi sɛ solution in this no one ɛkyɛ sɛ yɛn politicians yɛwɔ ha se na Poultry Farmers Association yɛ ka bom ni yɛhu aban no yɛ bibi man ɛsɛ kosua no ebinom tubu nti yɛbɛtumi yɛaka kyerɛ aban no ɔde ayɛ school feeding yɛsɛ problems bi aba nti sɛ injection of papa yɛbɛtumi mu aban no politicians wɔde mu aka na yɛabom yɛayɛwɔ sika kakra yɛbɛtumi yɛastate egg processing and for say brother say sɛ Ghana yɛakɔ anim ama yɛde mpobi wɔ cheapasi but yɛyɛ Ghana de na yɛa Ghana for the yɛntɔ menim baabi a ɔmo yɛ broilers ɔmo de hyɛ fridge maa 1 whole year yɛntɔ na oyiyi ɔde kyekyɛe nti mama kan sɛ yɛkeka yɛ tim bom yɛbɛyɛ egg processing na egg powder wɔ hɔ ɛne nso yɛbɛtumi atɔ yɛ egg powder na nti na adwuma no ɛkɔ so na ne yɛnka sɛ adwuma no gu yɛmba square one dabi ɛsi atae no sɛ ɛkyɛ sɛ yɛkɔ yɛnim a yɛnkɔ yɛnim meda ase
Somebody was asking about antibiotics and organic stuff. Almost all the questions are not in stages, but the people that bring all these concentrates in the country, all the concentrates that we have seen, they don't contain antibiotics. They are not containing antibiotics. They don't contain antibiotics. There are no antibiotics in it. So that is the first thing, because I heard you said
the antibiotic drugs.
Man can say, listen, man can say a product, you know, contain antibiotics. Do you get it? Okay. One, listen. I believe that I'm not from AB. I'm not from you. From their country, those antibiotics may comport my or you see, because it is them that we are copying from, right? Yeah, we are just making copy from them. But these people that we are copying from, what you see, they do farming there. They are not using the antibiotics because yeah. And yeah, the question is, No, this question, no, it's a general question. It goes to you and then her. I mean, the whole thing.
Can we have one meeting? Can we have one meeting?
Say, this issue you have to say. And you should move to say, you do it down and you should move to say, antibiotics are what we use now. Oko agofun promuwa. Omu you see, if we say, and then he said, and the fee, eja ewo, and one product in a Omukosia, and enamel. Nakawadi, anyhow, be out, then we penny per more. And yana, and my mono, and Timmy Nelma. Already, in the same part of our self medication, and and also after this happened, but therefore on 20. Now, if you want to say, "Son, we are getting my way," how, and most of these don't know where, the advanced country look around. If you are any market for 1 year ago, but my main market is also right now, you're dry, getting more single cell. Yeah, put different sector. More single cell. I have one many Piana. They produce a lot of red blood cells. You get it. But not a true way you're dry and wapa. Nemono, a myself who bata and I work out an organization of them. You was now. A true way very effective. There's also a how I hear money funnel. A high. And you're very high. No, so many free market. And a younger high. Now we are talking about M1. Now, sir, M1 will obligation because from production, you work for your lady, and you go to the Uber from Jimua, and the how about Uber drug mama, it doesn't work. And now, research is proving said, our home any free, and not from their country, or moon you see. Now, we said, or no product in the Abano, baby, or baby said, bioactive fat. Now, the person who says, bioactive fat, is it organic? Another is synthetic. And if you say, you're organic, just one example of these bioactive fat compounds, the source, because I know, of course, when I came in, I just saw one man there, one doctor. I know what you're saying. You don't have to give your best any pets, and I say anything related to the Chinese herbal, meaning. And I'm saying, you see, some of these plants look good, they sell it to start. I check and send the water to get free. No.
I understand what you are saying. So let me answer.
You can answer the question.
But I will say we are just answering it. We have made the point. Antibiotics is very good in poultry production. Overuse and misuse of antibiotics is bad. Even if you go to Europe, they are also using what? Antibiotics. It is not banned. Antibiotics is integral. Europe, they use it. But it has to be prescribed by the vet before you do what? You get it. But no. Obviously, every has on antibiotics and then use it. So in Africa, we are misusing what? Antibiotics. Why are we misusing it? Because the biosecurity on our farms is not good. Imagine talk of farm, they will, now I'm on more antibiotics. You are coming down with your side because your farm is dirty. Your biosecurity level is not top. So definitely we will have to support with what? Antibiotics. So we can't condemn antibiotics in poultry production. The misuse and overuse is the problem. That is the problem. Opa, whichever say you are one that antibiotics in Tunisia. So you're a poultry farmer. Only and the antibiotics can say, Tunisia in a year my own power. Why so you see, we have to, even though we are learning from them, we have to also understand our peculiar situation. We can't overlearn. I was saying to yeah. And then we also spoke about bioactive compounds. Bioactive compounds. So you can't show something you see antibiotics are. Then we are supposed to give you an alternative, which is the prebiotics and then the probiotics, right? Yes. So the prebiotics and probiotics, they are not antibiotic in essence, but they act like what? Antibiotics. The fact that you use a probiotic, lactobacillus, if they don't concentrate on that, what they do is they kill or they eliminate the bad organisms in there for only good ones to what? Be there. You understand? So we use a different route, which is not antibiotic, but something that is good. You understand? And remember, it is antimicrobial, use antibiotic resistance and other things. I don't think a lot of people will understand. With your knowledge, yeah,
Thanks, because soon I want to answer a question.
Only agent beyond someone, any or agent organ, will be accepted. Now, besides that, one criminal, and then one should be young feeding. The media entrance delivery. Half a year. What must it will come feed no, and so that you was end up with being here. Because he had probably a yellow. Cellulose no, no, so yeah, and so it won't be no English and obey shoot for women. They need a lot of time to bring down that cellulose. What must it might be slightly different because of the areas that they are using from that food. It's definitely about what I say.
Okay, so
Doctor,
but let me clarify this for you. Early this year, we were assembled, some people were brought from other countries. We assembled at Uganda for a conference. And it was all about agroecology. And that is what these whites are practicing. And here you have already, you know, never feed, you know, are contaminated already. And he said, if you say that, or no use antibiotics, or no small family, we one our house. Because at the end of the day, agroecology principles, they are going to be Ghanaians provide the report to the that is that we are not even ready to practice it. So if we are not practicing the right thing, how then do we expect CNO and empire? And you know, they are only helping us to survive. And so that's all we use to antibiotics. Never only is now. All you use organic already we have followed practices me. And never what we can is enough to kill the best. And until we do the right thing, we continue to do that.
Hello. Patrol. Yeah, come. Lunch now. Patrol, can I do lunch now? Yeah, they didn't call it so please, kindly. If you start writing your WhatsApp number, kindly put your WhatsApp number on the registration form. We'll put you on the book and then send the slides and all the other materials to you. And the slides you never send them to you. We have time and our week to send them a number. Anna, I tell you something on the way back to you. Mr. How many of you are going to be on Sana? And our questions, this number, so yeah, change it. they are saying the good prayer. Dear Lord, we thank you for today, and we thank you for this testimony. God be with you all. Amen.
Corporate